let's leave the continent of Africa now and go to where everybody will want to be. That's by June next year, Brazil. A lot of things happening in Brazil. I mean, things grabbing the headlines, not the positives. Let's look at the stadiums. We hear the stadium in Sao Paulo, the construction may be delayed because of this accident that just happened. But it's not just about this. 6 stadiums need to be completed, and a lot of people are saying that the organizers may not be able to meet up with the deadline set by FIFA.
I think once FIFA has gone to carry out their normal investigation and they are able to be convinced about what they have in place at the moment, I think they will get everything done. It's sad that this actually happened in Sao Paulo. 2 people died and 1 seriously wounded. But of course, this doesn't take away the fact that the Brazilians are actually preparing for the hosting the 2014.
But I'm going to ask you, don't you think that hosting 2 major sporting events within the space of 2 years is a drain on the Brazilian economy?
You're talking about the Confederations Cup?
No, the Olympics in 2016.
Okay.
The way they are spending money for the FIFA World Cup, they're spending money on the Olympics. And you know, there's poverty in the land.
People are complaining.
Even the superstars, former football stars, are even complaining about the money, the overinflated figures that they see.
I thought this only happens in Nigeria.
Don't bring Nigeria to this.
Absolutely, I think for me, you know, depending on the kind of government you really have in different countries, but of course, the sport ministers and the president, yes, it shouldn't worry us. The most important thing is for Brazil to host the 2014 FIFA World Cup. A lot of people are already looking to that
after the event.
Yes, absolutely. That's actually a big yes, that's
okay. Kule not sounding really generous this morning, but let's go. FIFA has said no matter what happens in Brazil, the World Cup will go on, and you seem to be echoing their sentiments.
Of course, the World Cup is going to go on, and I really want it to happen in Brazil. And you remember that oftentimes FIFA, even when there's still when Nigeria hosted the 1999 Under 20 World Cup, there were times that the stadium wasn't in proper shape, and a lot of people were actually complaining. But when FIFA came and they carry out their monitoring investigation, they still
bottom line,
Nigeria a chance.
Bottom line, FIFA will always back their host.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That settles it for us. So whatever happens, the World Cup will hold in Brazil.
Of course.
Okay, let's move on now. Let's take a look at the papers. What does papers have to say? Clearly, maybe there's something we left out in our own review of what is happening. So we'll take a look at the papers, see what the papers have for us this lovely Friday morning, and it's interesting to see some of the things we've talked about already. Well, this one, Kule, presidency moves to pay Keshi, is a good one. There's no better way to motivate a man,
of course,
than to give him what is due to him.
Yeah.
You know, so like the good book says, a workman.
And they said they will pay in less than a fortnight. Let's just hope that it happens.
Okay. So other stories in Complete Sports, Friday edition. I want to score 20 goals for Liverpool. That's coming from Victor Moses. Eagles dropped to 36th in the ranking. Forgive us for not talking about the rankings. Sometimes you don't understand what is happening, what's going on in the mind of FIFA. So we just left that. But not news. Nigeria slipped 3 spots in the latest FIFA rankings. All right, Alan Pasu, IS 2018 World Cup with Super Eagles. Well, it's good to have dreams. It's good to have ambition. That's Complete Sports today. 17th red card for Ramos. Okay, got a red card. The UEFA Champions League against Galatasaray. Okay, that's Complete Sports Friday edition of the paper. We have a whole lot of interesting stories in Complete Sports. Well, we move on from Complete Sports this Friday morning, and we move to our next paper for review, and of course it is the Soccer Star. It's talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Eagles crash in FIFA ranking, now 36 in the world, 4th in Africa. Kule, before we move on, let me quickly ask you, should we take the FIFA rankings seriously? Should we just laugh about it or take it seriously?
I think it is very laughable when the major reason for this FIFA ranking is for our team to encourage teams to win games, and teams who are winning games and yet they are crashing.
Somebody loses his game, the person who wins goes down.
I think there's a lot of questions you'll be
I don't understand. Okay, bottom strip. Today's soccer star, the stories you have on your screen. Magari attacks media over Keshi. That story is on page 7. Ahmed Musa targets Europa League. His team have crashed out of the UEFA Champions League and is seeking consolation with the Europa League. Eagle star close to French club deal. You want to know who that star is? Grab a copy of Soccer Star and open page 7. Moses threatens Liverpool, sets 20 EPL goals target. Okay, that's on the bottom strip of Soccer Star. On the top corner, Zlatan rubbishes Ballon d'Or. Well, he knows he may not get it. That's my opinion anyway. Messi still was best. That's coming from Argentine teammate Sergio Aguero. Fabregas exit still angers Wilshere. That story is on page 3. And our last paper for review this morning as we go on the show, Sporting Live, presidential intervention. That story is on page 5. Eagles coaching salary ready. Talking about Keshi and his backroom staff. Keshi's assistant to get 78 million naira next week. NSC proposes fundraising dinner to Jonathan. These are the stories in Sporting Live this Friday. Mikel pleased with award. That's what's on page 15. Top corner, picture of Arsenal midfielder Jack Wilshere. Wilshere wants son to play for Arsenal. That story is on page 2. Well, that's a wrap on the papers this morning. You need to grab a copy of all the papers we've reviewed this morning to get a full gist of what we've just read out to you on the show this morning. Well, we told you when we just came on we told you about the NFF Annual General Assembly, the 69th one. Well, the communique is out. We're not going to repeat everything we did out on the show last night, but that's it on your screen. I'm very sure it will come up very soon. But let's look at the fallout. First thing for me, the guys that have been accused, the guys that have been slapped with bans, they didn't get a chance to defend themselves.
They actually referred them to the disciplinary committee.
Okay, but that issue for me opens the door for a lot of trouble. Of course, the LMC is part of protest by the clubs. The LMC gets 1 year extension. Those are the important. I mean, a whole lot of things where they communicate. The president,
also
what is important. Yeah, and some of those other issues we talked about. Those 2 issues are the constitution of the electoral committee. Those 3 issues really stand up. So, I don't know. Going forward, which of these issues do you see as a banana peel?
The biggest one is the one concerning the league management company led by Nduka Irabo, and the club owners have actually stated, lamented bitterly about the fact that since it was actually given, the NFF gave them a 1 year deal, 1 year to actually lead the Nigerian Professional Football League. That's for 2012 and 2013 season. But of course, it is supposed to be an election. But since NFF has said they are going to give them a 1 year extension, I think we should just let.
Should that not be the end of the matter?
Yeah, that should definitely be the end of the matter. And I just want the whole issue to
surely the last has not been heard. That's my opinion. That's why we brought out some of those issues for you. But let's leave that. Let's leave that and hope there won't be any more controversies. What's going on in Kwara is what we have on screen. National School Sports Festival. The medals table as of yesterday. Well, you can be sure when things happen today, there might be changes. But this is the top 5 as we have it on screen. Surprise, surprise. Delta State is not even in the top 5. I mean, you would bet your money that you'll find Delta State somewhere in the top 5. But well, if you've bet on Delta, you've lost. All right. So that's what we have. Cross River, Topping. We have Ogun. We have Lagos. We have Ondo on that list. And that's what it looks like after today. Well, there might be changes.
But
well, let's talk about match fixing. Really, like I said at the beginning of the show, it's something that has been with us, but there has been no face to it. We hear about it. We know about its impact, but we just can't get the people behind it.
Yeah, we can't get people behind it, but of course, I remember some couple of years ago.
Look at places like this. This is where things like that
happens. Yeah,
you know, where gambling, you know, where things, people behind closed doors, in dark corners,
indulging,
perpetrating evil, so to speak.
Absolutely. And you know, there were times that there was a time Juventus was actually indicted and they were
demoted in Europe.
Yes,
it also happened
in Nigeria as well.
It's even been rumored that some games in the English Premier League were tainted.
Of course.
I think what we should do on the show, let's listen to one of the managers in the English Premier League, what he has to say about this problem in football and what needs to be done. Let's listen to Roberto Martinez this morning speaking on match fixing.
There's no grey area. There's no space for that. And I think if you can, sometimes it's difficult to find out and get probably a face behind it, but we need to eradicate. There's no space in the integrity of our competition or our game, especially in the British leagues. There's no space for that. We should be very strong about it.
I like his words. We should be very strong about it. No matter which part of the world you come from, match fixing is bad. Let's quickly look at this. It's going to be our party shot on the show. I'm going to allow you to talk about one or two games, but let me quickly read this out to you. You take that time and pick out your star matches. Okay. Aston Villa will take on Sunderland. Cardiff, maybe our own boy might be playing. We'll take on league leaders Arsenal. Everton will take on Stoke City. That stands out for me. Norwich will take on Crystal Palace. West Ham United will take on Fulham. Newcastle United will take on West Brom. These are some of the matches that will be played tomorrow. On Sunday as well, there are some other matches that will be played. Maybe we'll bring that to you later. The biggest Chelsea will be
Tottenham Hotspur against Manchester United, and it's going to be, for me, is the biggest in the English Premier League for this week. You remember that Spurs have been not been so good so far at the beginning of this season. Almost
lost last.
Yes, they've been so poor, and people are already talking.
Well, let's talk about Arsenal a little. Yeah, they get a chance to extend their lead to 7 points on the table. They play tomorrow. All the others will be playing on Sunday. They are nearest rivals.
Of course, and they have a very good chance against.
Do you see them extending that lead?
It's going to be very tough. It's going to be very tough. Cardiff City defeated Manchester City. And of course, they also played out a draw
last week.
So that's going to tell you the quality in depth in their disposal. So against Arsenal, it's going to be all fireworks. And of course, Jack Wilshere and all the other players, Ramsey, the former player of Cardiff City, they said they want to extend the lead and get the 3 maximum points. We wait to see how it goes, but of course, we want to say Arsenal should be able to cut away with the 3 maximum points.
Okay, well, he's an Arsenal fan, and you can understand why he's saying what he just said. But that's how we're going to wrap things up on the show this lovely Friday morning. We urge you to join us later tonight for Sports Tonight, and of course, join us next week. We'll leave you with highlights from the German Bundesliga.